Take-Two Interactive have finally revealed the new Mafia game, and it's called Mafia: The Old Country. The 2K developers have shared some incredible details about the game with me, and we're going to take a look at every single detail that is available about this game. What kind of a game is this going to be? What kind of open world you guys will get to explore? And along with that, at the end of this video, you can also see my first ever reaction of when Mafia Old Country was first revealed at Gamescom, and honestly, I was really taken out of surprise. So first, let's jump right into all the details that we have regarding this game. Now, first off, it's coming from official Take-Two Interactive's 2K Games official website, where they've shared all the details about the new Mafia game. And the first thing that we need to notice is that this game, called Mafia: The Old Country, is going to be releasing in 2025. But they haven't really given an exact release date as to when that will be. But what they've said is that we will see a full-on reveal for this game in December of 2024. The first thing that they say is that this game is going to be a new entry in the critically acclaimed Mafia franchise, transporting players to a dangerous 1900 Sicily underworld with a gripping new storyline. Now, the game is going to be available on PS5, Xbox Series X, as well as on the PC versions. It's only available on the next-gen consoles, so it's not going to be releasing on the Xbox One or the PS4 consoles. So that's the thing that you need to keep in mind. And now let's dive into all the details about Mafia: The Old Country. Now, in this game, we are going to be uncovering the origins of organized crime with a gritty mob story in a brutal underworld of 1900 Sicily, where we fight to survive in the dangerous and unforgiving era with action brought to life by the authentic realism and rich storytelling that the critically acclaimed Mafia series is known for. Now, across the 3 entries of Mafia franchise, we introduce players to the world of Mafia through brutal stories set in different eras. Now, said Nick Baines, who is the president of Hangar 13, where he says that in Mafia: The Old Country, we're going back to the roots of what fans love about the franchise itself, from crafting a deep, linear storytelling experience, and the game is definitely going to be linear, so you don't really have to worry about Mafia games going into any of those RPG routes or like open world routes. So it's going to be very linear, kind of semi-open world. If you played the definitive edition of the Mafia or any Mafia games, for instance, you'd probably know it's sort of an open world, but it's not exactly fully open world like GTA, whereas it's only going to be focusing on the narrative, story-driven experience. So it seems like they're going to be sticking to the same focus here, and they're going to be crafting a deep, linear narrative with classic mob movie-like feeling and delivering it at a tight, focused package, perfect for fans to immerse experiensively. Now, if you go down to Steam page, you'll also notice that you can actually wishlist this game currently. Right now, it's already available on Steam, and we also have a couple of screenshots that the developers have shared with me, which of these screenshots are also available on the Steam page. So this right here is basically the screenshot that the developers have shared, and apparently it's a screenshot from the in-game engine footage, which is not part of the gameplay, but still the engine footage is basically what the graphics of the game is going to look like. And as you can see, it looks phenomenal. It looks very realistic, and there are some incredible ray tracing reflections and good shadow works, and everything looks so good. You can also see the flag of Sicily. Now, since the game is taking place all the way back in time, we also have another screenshot where you can see a lot of reflections from all of these metal particles here. Now, if you take a look at these metal objects and also the shotgun here, all of the things are reflecting from the light, and it's very realistic, man. Honestly, all the crops and everything. This is basically how the graphics of the game is going to look like. As of now, this is the only thing that we've got as to what the game could end up looking like, but I'm extremely excited as far as what I can see from the smoke scattering around from the rays of light, and dude, it's just making me super excited at this point. Now, moving on to the next picture here, we have another picture where you can actually see that there is a knife with a blood on it, and then there are grapes and all that stuff. And in this picture, there's actually an Easter egg, which is referring all the way to Bible and church and Christianity, and it's all about religious stuff. Now, I don't know why or whatsoever, what kind of a story plot this game is all about, but if you know the history of Sicily way back in 1900s, you'd probably know that church, ministry, and religion played a massive role in terms of how the Mafia entered and became a huge part of Sicily back in those times. Now, if you read here, it actually says Saint Rosalia. Now, if you head over to Steam, there's also another extra screenshot where you can see one of these double sworn off shotgun, which is part of those old weaponries. They're just basically teasing what kind of weapons we're going to be using in this whole game. And also we see a lot of lemons in the crate along with the weapon. So this basically is a reference or an Easter egg that developers are trying to say to us, is that you need to go ahead and figure out the history of Sicily. If you take a look at the history of Sicily, there seems to be a lot of stuff that happened back in those times. And as I searched 1900 Sicily, the things that I came up with from the AI search on Google is that during the 1876, the Italian politicians documented the presence of mafia in Sicily for the very first time, which was originally hired to enforce social order. Then the mafia eventually became a force of its own, settling disputes between criminals, protecting each one of them from each other, and organizing illicit agreements against the government. And also Sicily back in those times was known to be one of the most fastest growing economies of all time, and that was because of shipping, trading, business, and all of these businessmen out of nowhere they were just booming in Sicily back in 1900s. And that is when the mafia mobsters came in. They created their own business and their own families and stuff and all that stuff. And this image right here, it's basically a reference that there is going to be a lot of shipping, maybe probably some sort of an illegal shipments and all that stuff. They're going to ship crates in which they're going to ship weapons and all that stuff. All about the pure mafia stuff that we have been looking forward to. And the best part that actually makes me very excited is that the developers say that this game is going to be a linear narrative with a classic mob movie like feeling. Now honestly, man, what else can we ask for a mafia game that is definitely knowing what fans are looking forward to, unlike all of these other open world games and most of the games that just get ruined when it comes to sequels. I was a very huge fan of Mafia Definitive Edition. My favorite Mafia game of all time is Mafia 2, Vito Scaletta's entire storyline, and basically the entire Mafia family. It's just very intriguing, one of the best storylines that you can just deep dive into and lose yourself. Now 2K also says that the game is currently rated as RP, which means that rating is pending, but then in the ESRB they've already rated the game as mature. Now usually what happens is that games don't go out for rating unless the game is fully completed. They need to look at the final product of the game and make sure that they're rating the game according to what is being sold out there to the public. So this means that the game is probably fully developed already and they're just waiting for the final reveal to be happening, which will take place in the month of December. And I think we're very close to December at this point, just a couple of months from now, and it will be gone before you can even imagine it's December already. And for the first time when I saw the teaser, and for the first time when I got to see the teaser being showed at Gamescom, it really blew my minds away. And I honestly think that you guys should go ahead and take a look at my first reaction and at the reaction of what the chat had to say. It was just out of the blue, surprising. So just go ahead and take a look at my first reaction to the brand new upcoming Mafia game. What's this game? In-engine cinematic renders, all right.
Treachery and deceit.
Oh, we got Jesus.
Do not exist among us. Do you wish to commit yourself, your life, to this family?
I thought he was going to say Christ. But yeah, to this family. All right, let's see. What game is this? What the freaking hell was that? I need to show you guys a couple of stuff here. The first opening happens with the gun being shown. And if you take a look at this, this is actually Bible historic stuff, you know, like Cain killed his brother, you know, Cain, Abel stuff from the Bible. So this is basically showing that reference from the Bible. And then you move on and you get to see Jesus here on the cross, crucified.
Do not exist among us.
It's a Christian game focused on the Christian period. I don't know. And then if you take a look at this, it says Saint Rosalia.
Your life.
Santa Rosalia? Saint Rosalia? I'm not sure. And then you got like a church ahead. Mafia, the old country. Man, that's what I'm talking about.